Hello everyone and welcome to the top 16 Superstars race, and yes, in the bottom left you can see me dressed up as a pirate. So we're going down the grid here. I decided not to go for a slipstream lap, whereas everybody else did get a slipstream lap, so I start P7, which I'm actually fairly happy with, to be fair. So what I did was I went out, did a lap, I managed to get to the pits, get out again and do a second lap. Nobody else seemed to do that. They just went for that one-off super sprint lap, but the possibility of me getting pole was there on my own, so I decided forget slipstream because I hate all that slipstream train rubbish. I'll give it a go with 2 laps, happy days, and wherever I be, I'll be, and then I'll pick my strategy from that. But P7, sort of slap bang in the middle of the pack here. You can see I'm on fuel map 6 there. That is obviously to literally stop the AI using all my fuel. And then I can at least have fuel for the race, because this is a fuel saving race. So we get ready to go here. We're just speeding through along. A very long rolling start, obviously, in the top 16 Superstars. But finally, we are racing here, and we're going to head towards first corner. Now, I sort of guessed everybody would be on mediums up front, so I chose mediums. Now, a few people told me to pick hards in the stream chat, but I decided to go with mediums because I just wanted to keep up. And what the mediums allowed me to do was pick a strategy, essentially. I could pick a strategy depending on what everybody else does. Now, I wanted to get myself out of sync because the Audi is not good in terms of saving fuel. So I was like, okay, the Audi's not that good. Let's try and get ourselves out of sync and gain it back on pure lap time. Because I was going to go flat out. Now, since this race, I've actually done some work with Mick and had a look at the car, and generally speaking, the fuel is okay. I just have to learn to fuel save even better than what I do, because obviously in the TT I don't really fuel save, so I don't fuel save that much. I just need to improve it, basically. I really just need to improve it, and then hopefully we can push on a little bit further. So I decided I was going to go flat out in this race anyway, whether it was a 2-stop or a 3-stop. Now, they're the 2 strategies to do, and whatever the front pack decided to do, I was going to do the opposite. And I decided this beforehand. In my head, I was like, when I get to lap number 3, and depending on what the people in front do, is I'm going to do the opposite. That way I get out of sync, and I can have a decent race. So let's find out what actually happened. We're on TV camera at the moment, which obviously looks amazing with all these cars. It's why I love the Manufacturer Series so much. All the different cars on circuit at once. As we jump back on here, and we're just going to jump to lap number 3 now. So here we are, and we can see up ahead that everyone carries on, so we dive in to the pits here, and this is purely just to get ourselves out of sync, as I said. Now I jumped to hard tyres here. Now in retrospect, or in hindsight should I say, actually, I probably should have gone softs here rather than hard, because I'm actually making my job harder for myself, because I've then put the 2 slowest tyres on first, and at no point am I doing an undercut until later on when I'm potentially going to be having to overtake lots of people. So, a mistake there potentially, but we'll see how we go in the race as we head out the pits here. You can see WDP up ahead of us. WDP actually went out of sync as well. Starting on the hards, coming in and going on the softs. So WDP is on softs up ahead. I don't know this at the moment in this race, so I'm just out and thinking, excellent, I've got a bit of clean air here on hard tyres. I can just continue on this lap and then I can jump in again. So we advance further on now. I've actually put the soft tyres on because obviously you only do 1 lap on the hards. And you can see, look at this. We have lovely, lovely clean air. It's perfect for us because at this moment in time, I can just start plonking in lap after lap after lap in terms of fastest laps. You can see WDP, who is out of sync, has actually got the fastest lap at the moment on the 1:30.6. So that was my sort of goal here as well. It's at this point in time, I've got to now go, okay, I've got to push like crazy here and try and undercut a lot of people because I'm doing 1 extra stop here, 1 extra stop compared to everybody else. So we've got a lot of work to do. We have to go flat out constantly in the hope that we undercut people. We come out in a place where we can still attack other people, but with fresher tyres as well. That's the whole goal here. So obviously we're going to do 2 stints of softs. We advance a bit further on here. It's now lap number 7. You can see we've caught up to the first pack here. And you see we have the fastest lap as well in the 29s, which is where we should be. You know, we're absolutely flying here at this point, and we come into this braking zone. So I have been flashing my lights a little bit here, and that's just to like warn people up ahead that I'm on softs. So if you want to fight it, I'll be very aggressive anyway and go for moves. So Marker gets out of the way here. I'm not sure whether he did that on purpose or just wanted to just take the normal racing line, but I dive down the inside here and get 1 position. Remember, because I've already done 2 stops here, I'm essentially in a completely different battle to these guys, and these guys potentially know that or potentially don't know that. I'm not too sure, but if I was racing them and I see somebody catching over a second a lap, They also have the fastest lap in the race. I'm not going to fight them because obviously they're going to get past anyway. I've obviously got much fresher soft tyres compared to everybody else because of my strategy. Gala, or Gala? Sorry, apologies for saying your name wrong, mate. But goes defensive here, so I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to go around the outside then. Let's play this hard. So look at this, round the outside. Lovely move into the centre. That's quite a common move to do there, because then you're on the inside for the right there. We get it done. But I know because he defended there into turn 1, he's going to try and go for it on turn 2. So you see me look behind straight away, and I'm going to go defensive here. This is always my goal now. And then I can move across, because he's moved across there a little bit, and I just plonk it here. And as long as I get through this corner in the as a lead car, I know I've got it at that point, and I can absolutely fire off into the distance. And that is my goal, and we do that, which is perfect. A lovely move there. We advance a little bit later on, and now we get to this pit stop stage. So you see lots of people jumping in. Lap 9 was when I predicted a lot of people coming in anyway, based on the normal strategy. So this is where we find out where we filter out. You can see on lap 8, we lost 7 tenths overall with the defensive driving and overtaking and such. You could argue maybe a little bit more as well. So we've lost a little bit of time there as we come through this left-hander. Now you can see a car coming out the pits. What car is coming out the pits? And let's have a look. And initially I was like, oh no, it's a GTR. Because I can't overtake a GTR, like literally in a straight line, it's impossible. You see we have a purple sector there. So we catch up to Bandit very quickly. And that moment there, see that little bit of oversteer? I instantly knew he was on hard tyres. So I'm thinking, I have to get past so fast. It's going to cost me so much time. So coming into here, we're going to catch up so much. Look at the understeer Bandit gets. I'm thinking, okay, I'm going for the move here, irrespective. So I'm literally just going to plonk it down the inside. Lovely move there. I'm not sure whether Bandit didn't want to defend too much. Probably realised I was on the soft tyres and let me go there. So now we're catch up to the Alpha. We're going to have a little bit of slipstream there, which should help us going up the hill, of course. Bandit will only be doing 1 lap on hards. Everybody only does 1 lap on hards. It's really the most pointless tyre in the game at the moment. So yeah, we know Bandit's coming in. So we can use the slipstream of the Alfa Romeo ahead of Rosaria. And hopefully we can gain a bit of speed back from that overtake there and the time we sort of lost in at the end of sector 1, start of sector 2 sort of area. So you see our fuel there, it is below the laps, of course, because we are going flat out in this race. So we will be refilling at the pit stop. As you can see, another person goes in. That's TRL Adam going in the pits. You see Mick's on hards there, Adam's on hard. So they've got their stints done and dusted. You can see we lost a little bit of time there with the overtake, but it's nothing huge. But, you know, in this sort of environment, we want to get past people as fast as possible. We just got a little bit unlucky there where we came out, where Bandit just came out in front of us, really. Because if he didn't, we'd have gained a little bit more time on the right-hander, for example. And that's where the time was lost. So we continue on now, and we are catching this Alpha at fair pace. So I know the Alpha is on a different strategy here. I can tell that straight off the bat because they've not come in on lap 10. Lap 9 and 10 was sort of the pit stop sort of laps that you're sort of seeing for 2-stop strategies. It's unusual then to be out of sync. So I know Rosario probably came in on the first lap. I wasn't too sure. We're catching up here, up the hill though. So at this point, I'm like, wow, I caught up to you fast. I'm going to go for the same move I just did earlier. Rosario runs wide, and I can hardly speak. And through we go, all the same. So another position gain there. Lots of overtakes in this. You didn't see this on the official broadcast, unfortunately. But as I say, lots and lots of overtakes here. And don't worry, there is a lot more to come. So we're catching up to my old teammate here of Creaser. Oh, yellow flag. Unfortunately for the Ferrari driver of WDP, he got it all wrong coming out of that corner. That actually scared him when he came back on circuit, but he was actually doing really well with his strategy. In fact, he was out in the lead, which is why in hindsight, and what I sort of referred to earlier, potentially I should have gone for that sort of strategy, you know, started on hards and gone on the softs. I really should have thought about that a little bit more, but I didn't. So Creaser goes into the pits, and we now have a clean bit of track. Obviously, we saw Mick go on the hard tyres. So Mick is now behind us on the softs, and we are very well aware of that. You see 1.9 seconds. That gap is just going to drastically reduce, of course, because Mick's tyres are fresh and mine are pretty worn now at, 8 laps in sort of wear now. Well, 8 times the multiplier, of course, as well. So Mick is going to try and catch us on this lap, but we're going to advance a bit further on now to when I get some fresh boots on, and look at this. So we're trying to get ahead of Gala and Bandit here as fast as possible. I realise I'm not going to do it, so I'm pretty curly, because I know what Bandit's going to do. I see this a lot from Bandit. He likes to outbrake people, so I knew that was going to happen. So I broke early, kept it on the inside, and I get ahead of Gala there. So now we're behind Bandit, and now I'm thinking, oh god, right, I've got to try and somehow get past Bandit here. So that lost time earlier on, you know, the 7 tenths here, 6 tenths there, that's that position right in front of me where Bandit is. And I could have potentially been ahead there, and that would have been like my bacon saved a little bit, because at this moment in time I'm losing so much time. The middle sector of Interlagos is where the Audi is superb. But you can see lots of cars ahead of us. We started P7, remember, so lots of places to make up here. We can at least see P8, so it's not the end of the world at the moment, and at least we're getting some overtakes in. So let's see what we can do versus Bandit. So we're heading towards the last corner now. Look how close we get. Oh my word, you can't get any closer than that. But of course, the GTR, known for its acceleration and the beastly nature, and yeah, it's just gonna disappear down the straight there. You can see my smile there. Obviously my pirate costume still, of course. I've not got changed during it, and yeah, we continue on down the straight. And heading towards turn 1, I am trying to think, where can I overtake this car? It's got to be in the middle sector somewhere, and I've got to be right up his trumpet when I get there. So we come through the center S here. See, the car got a bit unstable there, but we have refilled up as well, so I know I can go flat out to the end of the race. I've just got to catch up to that GTR and somehow overtake it, because look at the power it has. It's crazy how much power it has. Continuing towards the end of sector 1, start of sector 2 here. Hit the left, and you're going to see Bandit make quite a common mistake here. Literally just on the green AstroTurf there, gets it all sorts of wrong. Actually does something here I was surprised of. I was expecting Bandit to defend here, and look at the acceleration. He gets back up to speed here. Maybe he misjudged it a little bit, and maybe he could have realised he could have defended that. I'm not sure, but even so, we get the position, so I'm very happy at this point, because now I've got an Alpha ahead of me. We've got a Mazda Atenza that we somehow have to overtake. I've also got the Ford to somehow overtake, because obviously the Ford is absolutely rapid in the straight line as well. We see the Volkswagen of Nico ahead of Adam there, just. Now, Nico pitted very early for softs, so I know his softs were more worn than most. I did see that on the boards as we were going through the race here. Obviously, this is the highlights, of course. So we're coming into this left-hander. We're going to overtake this Alpha now, and I wasn't sure how fast this Alpha would be in a straight line. Is it fast? Is it slow? I know, obviously, it's an MR car, so potentially it's better in the handling section, so I should potentially be able to catch up. At the moment, I'm not catching it, but for some reason, at this moment in time, watch the Alpha just start dropping off here. Absolutely starts dropping off like a stone. So instantly I show my nose here, and I jump it or chuck it down the inside here. Now, Wi-Fi Code there probably could have defended a bit more. I've met Wi-Fi Code in real life. Absolute cracking guy is Wi-Fi Code. So, you know, he probably should have defended there a bit more. Maybe he's going for a smart play here. Realizes I'm on soft tyres. Maybe Wi-Fi Code's on medium tyres. So he wants to let the soft runners go and use the soft runners to try and keep that advantage up. I'm not too sure. Anyway, we head towards this left-hander. We're catching up to Creaser at a fair pace of knots. Creaser's on medium tyres. It actually had a lot less fuel than everybody else around us as well. But I was expecting actually Creaser to let me go a little bit here. Obviously being a previous teammate and a friend and such. But he doesn't. He makes us fight for it, don't worry. So we're coming through this right-hander. So I'm sort of showing my nose here a little bit. He runs a little bit deep there. And now I'm just trying to go around the outside here. Very hard to do. So Creaser still keeps that position. You can see it's slowing us up now. It's backing us up a little bit here. And we have to get past. You see Bandit behind has got past the Alfa Romeo there. And again, we're just trying to, look at that. We're trying to just find any bit of track where we can get some free space and accelerate away. Don't quite do it there. But watch how close I get to Creaser here. Look at this, in the braking zone. Look how close you can't get much closer without touching him. So through we go. And I'm worried about the GTR at this point, because the GTR is rapid in a straight line. And if the GTR gets past, I ain't getting past back it again. So Creaser is obviously going to go defensive here. We've seen he's already defending hard here. So I'm going to go down the right-hand side. But look at the GTR go here. I'm now in the middle of two cars, but I know I've got soft tyres. So I was just going to outbrake everybody here. That was my goal. I outbrake everybody into turn one. Now, there was a bit of a weird moment there where I was sort of starting to turn towards the corner. Creaser was sort of turning right a little bit, and we have a slight graze there. And Creaser got a penalty for it. It was really, really unfortunate that he got a penalty for it. Now I go on the defensive line here for the obvious reason that if Bandit gets past me, it's over. So I literally go to the left and then take my racing line to the right. And I know at that point, now I've got the position, I should be able to accelerate away and Bandit can't catch me, because in the middle sector, the Audi is so dominant. We advance now towards lap 19. You can see battling up ahead, Adam and Nico. You can actually see P6 actually a bit further up there of Khaleesful there. So, you know, if we can get into P7, happy days. Let's see what we can do. So obviously I know Nico's on worn tyres. I'm thinking as well, potentially Adam's struggling on fuel. Ford GT does drink a lot of fuel when you're pushing, as we head towards this right-hander here. So now I've got to figure out how to get past these two cars. These two are just as fast as the GTR in a straight line. Maybe a tiny bit slower, but nothing major. So I'm like, what do I do? I know Nico's on worn tyres, so I'm pretty sure I could get past Nico at some point. But look how much we gain on Nico. Look at his tyres. He's just drifting absolutely everywhere. You see the leaders come in. They're going to do their final stop for that hard tyre. So So Mikhail is already going to win this, by the way. Absolutely storming to the victory. But you can see here how we're losing time to these fast cars up ahead. Nico's just gone. The Ford GT in front, that doesn't even have slipstream and has gone. Khaleesful came in the pits. So obviously we've moved up the grid here a little bit. We're not quite P5. That would be awesome if we were. I think we're P9 or 8. We'll find out when everyone leaves the pits shortly as we continue around left. So we're P8. So obviously P7 is where we started. And it'd be good if we could get P7 and then potentially push for P6. Nico apologises there. We had a bit of a weird net code where he just bounced off me and gained an absolute fortune. I was a bit gutted about that because if that hadn't happened, I was going to make my move into that corner. Unfortunately, I couldn't. And you can see Nico is really struggling here with his tyres. As his tyres are like 14 laps old or something. It's crazy. So you can see Nico goes defensive here. Of course, he's got every right to go defensive now. It's the last lap. You just defend for your life at this point. I was going to go for the undercut. I really should have carried on around the outside there. I didn't. And that was a bit of frustration from me a little bit. Now I'm thinking, okay, I'll go around the outside here. Trying to do it. Not quite going to work because my tyres are worn. I've been pushing so hard on him. Nico, again, a little bit of oversteer there as we head towards this right-hander. Again, I can't go around the outside. So I'm thinking, okay, I'll go for the cut back here. Nico sees it. He just stops it on the apex there. It's good defending. As we head towards the left, again, he's struggling with that rear end. I'm thinking, okay, I've got to go for the move here. I have to go for the move. So Nico goes defensive. I think I'll go for the dummy. And I just touched the grass there. And it sort of loses the rear brake. And I hit into Nico. So I'm letting off here. I'm trying to let Nico go without the GTR catching up to us. You can see I've lifted off several times here. It's to try and get Nico to go so I can pull him behind and hopefully survive this GTR. Because it is coming for me. Check this out. This GTR is going so fast. As we head towards the line, is the GTR going to overtake me? Please no, please no. It doesn't. Thank goodness. So we finished P8 in the end. We started P7. So it's not the end of the world with a 3-stop strategy. I think potentially we could have got P6 without the hold-ups in that race. And some people fighting where they probably shouldn't have been fighting. Which would have been an improvement. But maybe if we'd have fuel saved, we'd actually been P6 and potentially fighting with Koke, One Baguette, B-Racer and so on. Congratulations to Mick and everybody else in the race. I hope you enjoyed that race. A bit of a fantastic one with lots of overtakes, unlike the broadcast, which didn't show that. But that's going to be it for me now, folks. Thanks very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.